Hi and welcome to this reading. Today's reading is a love reading. I'm picking up on a song and some energy. I've done a pre-shuffle for your cards. I got the Four of Swords, which is Jupiter in Libra, and I got the Two of Cups, which is Venus in Cancer. The song that I was pulling through is an old one, Mr. Broken Wings. So I am going to pull some cards and see where we go. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. A bit about me first. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on energy prior to a reading. I will then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify the message. If the reading resonates with you, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. All of my readings are timeless, so whenever you stumble across this reading, it is meant for you. I'm actually going to pull a you versus them for this soul connection, this soulmate connection. And I'm going to see what the divine wants you to know about this particular connection. If you are called to any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. These are all my own designs because I'm also an illustrator. And the specific tarot deck that I'm using today, because it aligns with the message that was in the song, that song is called Broken Wings, is my Lovebirds tarot deck. Now, the deck, this one, that I designed was centered around the story on a set of teacups that my grandmother gave me. I love blue and white, and she gifted me before she passed away this beautiful set of teacups. Now, this is the same teacup that I sourced externally. The ones that she gave me are somewhere safe in my house, in a very special place in my house. But I went and sourced more of the teacups, and I've made, got a match in there, I've made candles out of them. Something about a match, something's gone out. Now, the particular story on these teacups is called the Willow Tree Design, and it is a story about two people who are betrothed to each other, meaning that in the eyes of God, they are soulmates. They have a soul contract to be together in this lifetime, but they are kept apart by a devil energy. Now, in this particular story, it's actually her father that keeps them apart, forbids her to be with the man that she loves, and the man that she loves is actually an employee of her father. Now, that doesn't have to be your story, but I'm just giving you context. And what happens is they decide to run away to be together, to ignore the rules, which basically says that if they're caught, they'll lose their lives. And because they put love first, the divine turns them into a pair of birds so they can fly away to their freedom, which is why it's called the Lovebirds deck. Now, it aligns beautifully, and I'm just going to pop that teacup away so that I'm not holding on to it. It aligns beautifully with the Broken Wings song. That song, which has been coming up on my random shuffle. I always have my songs on random shuffle. I use music as a tool, an intuitive tool to align with messages that are coming through. I've been getting that song coming through, and I was guided to look a bit deeper into the meaning of the song. So it is a song that was written about a story or a poem that was written by a Muslim poet called Kahlil Gibran. And I will leave his name in the description box. It was a story about a young girl and a young boy who were in love, but she was betrothed to somebody else. And so they secretly met and continued their relationship until her father found out and forbid them to be together. Now, the interesting thing is that the Two of Cups is a soulmate connection. As I said before, it is a connection that is destined by God to be played out in this lifetime. The Four of Swords, which is Jupiter in Libra, is healing after heartbreak. I want to say the heartbreak of not being able to be together. Now that particular poem, and I hadn't connected the dots, but many years ago, I had been at one of my events and I purchased a beautiful letterpress print. Actually, I purchased 3 of them, but one of them, and I'm talking 15 years ago, 16 years ago, one of them, and I purchased it because it had these vibrant red and orange birds on it, and then an excerpt from a poem. And it was showcased in many places in my home, but for the majority of the time, it graced the walls of my daughter's bedroom. And I've actually spent all afternoon looking for it because she's older now and obviously her room looks totally different, but I can't find it. But I found a photo of it. Whilst I can't read the text, I can certainly make out these beautiful birds. It was a poem written by Kahlil Gibran. And intuitively, I know that it references this story. And I say that, and I would say to you, if you are on an intuitive journey, my grandmother was guided to give me those teacups. I was then guided to create a tarot deck. I was meant to think about that song today without even realizing the connection to a piece of artwork that was on my daughter's wall. It's like this 7 degrees of separation. Everything is connected. There's something within this love story. If this reading is resonating with you, there's something within this love story where there are little pieces to the puzzle that are hidden in plain sight that you won't find until you look back. It's what you see in your rear view mirror, the puzzle pieces that you have no control over. So I'm going to pull some cards because I'm very intrigued, and I'll tell you, I'm one of those people who I will say to you that if somebody offered me a job as a psychic investigator, I would take it. I am like a dog with a bone trying to figure out pieces of the puzzle, and I am going to go and find. I'm probably going to pull the house apart to find it, to be honest, even though I intuitively know that it's connected to this reading that I was meant to do, that the universe knew that I was meant to do today. And if you're here watching this reading and it resonates with you, you were meant to watch this reading today. 7 degrees of separation. There might be something in that poem for you. Now, it was originally written in Arabic and then it was translated to English. And like I said to you, I bought that piece of artwork not knowing who the poet was and not knowing the connection of the text in it to anything other than just some words written or printed on a piece of paper. Hidden links everywhere. Let's pull some cards for you. I would like, this is my Divine Messages Oracle deck, I would like some guidance for this connection. I do have another card that's been popping into my head and I will go through that in a second. Higher Self. I would like to say here, because I had this conversation with my daughter the other day, and interestingly, now she's in her 20s, and in the last couple of years, I'm Catholic, she actually converted to Islam. Now that poet is a Muslim poet. So she had the poetry of a Muslim poet, and she's a poet. She had the poetry of a Muslim poet on her walls for years without, she didn't even realize. There might be something here to do with religion in terms of why you are in separation with the person who is your soulmate. Religion, religious factors. It could be in that poem, it's a father figure, but your higher self. And this was a conversation that I had with her because in Islam, they don't believe in tarot readings at all. I mean, how many tarot readings have I got on YouTube? 350? More, 380. And she has never watched and will never watch one of my tarot readings. It's not something that she believes in. And that's fine. That's not a problem. I respect her and she respects me. And we have a fabulous relationship. But we were talking about when somebody who's tapping into their intuition is getting a channel message, a download. And where is that coming from? Is it God talking to you? Is it your guides, your angels, your ancestors talking to you? And she's got very different beliefs to me, but what I was saying to her was that there's no such thing as time. We are living in the past, the present, the future, all at one time. Whatever's meant to happen has already happened. And so your higher self, and this is what I was saying to her, your higher self, when I have random thoughts come into my head, for me, it's my higher self guiding me where I'm meant to go. My higher self giving me that song today. My higher self saying, look a little deeper. My higher self giving me the clues to piece things together about things that were on my wall, or that I put on a wall, or that I purchased 15 years ago. It's your higher self aligning you with the timeline that you are meant to be on at this present moment. And there's a difference between your higher self and the devil in your ear, because your higher self wants love, wants what's best for you. In this tarot deck, the divine turned them into a pair of birds so they could fly away to their freedom. Why? Because they put love first, which is the ultimate. Love before ego. Their higher selves guiding them back together. Now, depending on who the devil energy is in your situation, it could be somebody you're meant to marry. It could be a past partner. It could be a religion. It could be, I've got an itchy nose. It could be a family member. It could be a parent. It could be a cultural beliefs or cultural background. You're not meant to be with that person. In that original poem, and I'm not sure when he was alive, I would say maybe 1,000 years ago, 1,500. Actually, I'm going to search that up. I was only out by 2,000 years, 1883 to 1931. But obviously in that period, and I think I read when I was looking up that poem, some people thought the poem, he was actually, the male character in the poem, he was actually talking about himself. So he was in love with somebody that was betrothed to somebody else. What does that want to? Walking away. So the card that I was seeing in my mind's eye when I was doing the pre-shuffle for this reading was the devil card. Now the devil is Capricorn, it's also Saturn, but in a lot of the drawings of the devil card, it's two people that are chained together. Something that you're chained to, or something that your person is chained to, that is restricting this relationship from coming together. Now in this particular tarot deck, when I drew the devil as her father, because he was forbidding her to have a relationship because she was his daughter, and he was forbidding his worker to be involved with his daughter. So he came out as the devil in that particular tarot deck, something that you're chained to. And the butterflies in my garden today, black and white butterflies. I've seen brown and white ones, I've seen yellow ones, but black, and this huge big black and white butterfly, he would have been this big. In my garden today. Butterflies symbolize transformation, wanting to transform this relationship, but not being able to do that, I want to say publicly, because they were meeting in secret in that poem, not being able to do that publicly because of some sort of restriction. Okay, on the bottom, the only way out is through. Interesting. Okay, so let's pull some cards. Let's get you an angel oracle. See what angel is walking with you as a couple. Number 58, mentality. That's the Three of Pentacles. I want to say helping you walk away from the idea of a life or the idea of a love that somebody else has built for you. You might be, and I mean, my throat is closing up. You might be, and I was about to say, you don't have to be betrothed to somebody else, but you might have a family where they keep putting people in front of you with a suggestion that they would be a good match, knowing full well, and they may not know, that you have feelings for somebody else, or that you are divinely betrothed to somebody else, but they're certainly not, I want to say, they're certainly not picking up on the fact that whoever they're putting in front of you doesn't meet the ideal of the person that is meant to be your soulmate. You know is your soulmate, or if you haven't met them yet, is meant to be your soulmate. Mentality, higher self. Okay, so this is the energy around you. Let's get, it's you and them. You and them, and what's stopping you in the middle. Let's do that. Okay, I'm going to use this deck. You. Two of Swords on the bottom. Moon and Libra. Now, you can choose whichever side, and you might, if you're mirroring, if you're in a soul connection, you might actually be on both sides. Temperance, the Angel. Two of Pentacles, Legacy. Let's pop that there. Where you want to build. Three of Pentacles. Where you want to build. That's Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter, luck, 777. Where you want to build, not where somebody else wants you to build. Let's have a look at your person. What energy are they sitting in? So Temperance is balance. Oh, this is beautiful. That's the Lovers. The Lovers is Gemini, it's Mercury. Mercury is communication. It used to be called the choice card. In this instance, because you've got a devil energy around you, that choice has been removed. The only way out is through. Eight of Pentacles, which is the Sun in Virgo. I don't know whether you heard that. That's my dog flipping his bowl. It's dinner time. And he's waiting for my husband to feed him. And he's getting impatient. And he literally flips the bowl. Growing impatient. Okay, let's have a look at this energy between you. Which deck do I want to use? Did I use that one? I don't know which deck I used. I just don't want to pull out. No, I think I used this one. Okay, the energy of Page of Pentacles on the bottom. The energy of the devil entity in between you. I've got the urge to pull 1 and then 4 around. The energy of the devil entity around you. The Ace of Pentacles, stubborn. Somebody that's not affording you a new beginning. That's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Potentially somebody who is gaining from a connection. If you think about somebody who is betrothed to somebody else, I mean, that used to happen a long time ago, but, you know, a dowry would be put forward, and it was about, she, actually in that poem, she was betrothed to the son of a religious man. So it may be the people that are being put forward by potentially family around you have some sort of connection to perceived abundance that this person will be granted. Very ego, very Capricorn energy. Capricorn being the devil card, not a Capricorn as a person. Capricorn as a person is Eight of Pentacles, hard worker. God, all the Capricorns, I've got many Capricorns in my life. The, almost to a fault, the hardest workers. That's the Sun in Virgo, so very driven. This, whoever this is here, very driven. But not what this devil energy has in mind. And I don't know who this devil energy is attached to. This person or this person. Let's get these 4, because that was what I was seeing in my mind's eye. And I want to open on 7 of Swords. That's deception. Lying, cheating, stealing. This person is doing it for their own benefit. For their own agenda. 2 of Wands is Mars in Aries, which is planning. planning your life for you. 10 of Cups, planning your life for you. That's the happy marriage card. Oh, goodness. Let's see what else. Page of Swords. That's the Sun in Gemini. In this particular deck, this is the young lady. Actually, where do we have that? No, it might come out later. The young lady, her father is very invested in her. She learns musical instruments. She learns how to paint here. She does all of these things so that he can secure for her a suitable partner. It's this feeling of, from this person, the external validation of, look at what I am offering you in terms of, in this deck, look at what I'm offering you in terms of how cultured and eloquent my daughter is. But the reality is that he's thought of all the material, egoic things, but hasn't considered her heart. One more card for this person. 4 of Cups on the bottom. Disappointment. And the Sun. Three of Pentacles. Building a life for her. Or whoever this is. Building a life for you. Based on what they think is best for you. But it has nothing to do with what you actually want or who you actually love. It's a car alarm going off. Okay. Knight of Swords, which is coming forward with the truth. The only way out is through. Let's move these up. Just going to keep that there. Okay. Temperance. This person here could be you or the person that you're in love with or the person you want to be with. Balanced energy, maybe waiting for the right time, maybe, yeah, let's have a look. Let's just see. 4 of Pentacles. That's the Sun in Capricorn. Fearful, the Empress. Fearful to nurture a relationship with the person that you love. Look at that. Now, that's not meant to happen. That's obviously been shuffled back into the wrong deck. The Empress. We've got 2 Empresses. And the 6 of Pentacles. That's the Moon in Taurus. Double Empress and Ace of Pentacles. Actually move that up here because I'm going to run out of room. And the Tower wanting to come out under that. Wanting to tear down a life that somebody else has nurtured for you. For their own agenda. Okay, let's have a look at this person. Nine of Pentacles. Free to love the person that you want to love. That is my Mother Mary card. That's Venus in Virgo. Wanting to communicate that. 8 of Wands is communication. It is Mercury in Sagittarius. Actually, Mercury's just gone into Sagittarius. I think it's in retrograde. That is a coming forward. The archer shoots its shot. Coming forward. Page of Wands. Wanting to explore this connection is the Page of Wands. I say no more. What does this person want? To have the Ace of Cups with their Empress. The Moon in Taurus is the 6 of Pentacles. We just had that big super moon, which was in Taurus. illuminating. The only way out is through. Expressing. The Eight of Wands, which is a card of communication. Communication, Mercury in Sagittarius. Communicating to those people around you who would try to restrict this love, that it's something that you want. Eight of Pentacles on the bottom. Now that was here before, and it's shuffled back through, wanting to put the work in, no matter what the cost, defending their right to love. Seven of Wands on the bottom. Okay, let's get a guidance card for this side. This is Double Empress, karmic cycle and true love. So it's something that you are meant to experience in order to be together. A card for this side, Fated. This person is, I just said trigger happy. Desperate to express their love. Boundaries, no matter what the boundaries are. Patience and perseverance on the bottom. Okay, what do I want to get? Let's have a look at what angel is walking with this side. 53, spiritual communication and meditation. This is angel energy here. Balanced, very balanced. Almost the person who's meant for me will find me. If we're meant to be together, we will be together no matter what the obstacles. Spiritual communication and meditation, number 53. That's the Ten of Wands. Now the Ten of Wands is the end of a cycle, 10 to the end, but sometimes it's heavy burdens. But I kind of get the impression that this person is very... I want to say the lighthouse in the storm. What angel is walking with this person? Number 40, consolation and comfort. That's the Page of Cups. That's the card of a secret admirer. That is the moon in Pisces. And what does that want to open? 67, truth. 67 is the Eight of Cups, which is Saturn in Pisces. And on the bottom, 31, Lackabell, acquires knowledge. It's the Eight of Pentacles again. That Eight of Pentacles. Acquires knowledge. Okay, let's get a moon oracle. Just want one. When the moon is full, it's your cue to release your grip and dance with enchantment. That's telling me that the divine has got a role to play within the coming together of this relationship. This is my Nodes of Destiny deck. Let's see. I've got too many there. South Node in Taurus, born with a silver spoon in your mouth, blame it on your South Node in Taurus. You've got a history of wealth from past lives, making you a natural at stacking up the cash in this one. I'm going to put that with this energy here. Making decisions about somebody else's love life based on finance. South Node in Capricorn. They're on a mission to ditch the laser focus on goals and shift the spotlight onto your own needs. You're on a soul's journey to embrace your inner intuition, nudging you to fine-tune those psychic and empathetic superpowers. And I want to put that one there because this angel is meditation and spiritual connection. The messages that are coming through. And then the North Node in the 12th house. Now the North Node, the South and the North Nodes are what you are moving towards. The North Node is your destiny. The South Node is what you are releasing. Mission to ditch the laser focus and shift your spotlight onto your own needs. This is somebody who is tapping into the spiritual gifts. If your North Node is chilling in the 12th house, Keep in mind that even if you're gunning for perfection, nobody's got it all figured out. Time to level up, ditch the nitpicking, and take a leap of faith by tuning into your gut feelings and trusting the cosmic flow. Now, the 12th house is secrets. The 12th house is Pisces, which is spirituality. But it's also, I want to say Jupiter and Sagittarius for some reason. And I think it's because this is Sagittarius here, is an explorer. We've had lots of Sagittarius come through on this side. The 8 of Wands. Okay, let's get a song for this relationship. Someone you loved. Now the day bleeds into nightfall and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kind of used to being someone you loved. Let's see what else comes out. Just take these as they resonate. Come through, Jeremy Zucker. And there's one thing that I need from you. Can you come through? These last few weeks have been exhausting. Bless the broken road. I set out on a narrow way many years ago, hoping I would find true love along the broken road. But I got lost a time or two, wiped my brow, kept pushing through. I couldn't see how every sign pointed straight to you. That's, you know, as I said to you, these bird-themed things that keep popping through. There will be some sort of little breadcrumb trail within this relationship that you have with this person that will tie things back where, and it's your higher self doing it, where you will see that you were connected before you even knew each other. Little tiny messages that come through. And even, you know, many years ago, I keep getting messages, I keep getting stuff about Princess Diana. Now, I'm almost 50, but I lived in England when she passed away. I was on a working visa, and I remember distinctly late that evening when it came through on the news that she had passed away. And I remember sitting there with this tiny little bear that my friend had given me, little tiny bear that my friend had given me just before I left. And it was a little tiny bear because I had a backpack, I couldn't carry anything really large. And I pick up on current numbers that I'm pulling through, especially in the readings, are 7s. Now, she was born on the 7th of the 7th, 1977. And she bought me this bear. And so it went with me all around. And I was thinking about this bear a couple of days ago and this 7 number and what she means to me, given that she has that 7-7. I have so many people in my life are born on the 7th of the 7th. Highly spiritual number. It's actually, and I don't know whether I said it in this reading, it might have been the last one, the 7th of the 7th, which is the 7th of July last year. Sorry, why did I say that? The 7th of July last year was the 777 portal. 7, and then the year added up to 7 as well. Anyway, I've been thinking about my friend and this 777 synchronicities that I'm getting all the time through readings and through other things. And I haven't seen that bear in years. I'd given it to my daughter after she was born because it was small and she was a little baby. It was small and it became her teddy. And I was thinking about my friend and this 777 number. And I walked out into the kitchen and my daughter had made herself some dinner. And here, sitting on the top of the serving tray was her dinner and this tiny little bear, which had just reappeared. What are we today? The 28th of November. That was on the 26th, the evening of the 26th of November. And I think that day I did multiple readings with that 777. And then here she comes. As I said, without any knowledge that I'd done any tarot readings with that sort of stuff in it. She came out with this bear, which has all these connections. For me, to 777. What I'm saying to you here is there are breadcrumbs that your higher self has left all along the way in regards to this soul connection with this person. One more song. Make you feel my love, Adele. When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. I don't know why those Princess Diana references keep coming through. I keep getting this video, and now that I say it, it'll happen more. But because when things come through like that organically that I'm not searching for, I tend not to say anything because I want to see where that message is going. I keep getting this message, and it's of a group of men in New York sitting around having a dinner party, and then it comes on the news, and they're filming the dinner party, and then they all stop to look at the TV. The 31st of August, 1997, I'm pretty sure is when she passed away, because it was just before I left England, because a week after, or 2 weeks after, she was a little bit longer after, maybe 2 months after, my husband and I, well, it was my husband at the time, but we had done this huge big tour of England and Europe. And one of the last places we were was Paris before we came back to Australia. And we were walking down this street in Paris, and we saw all of these bouquets of flowers, not realizing what it was, but it was basically where she had passed away. And I don't know what the reference is, but it keeps coming through. At last, Etta James on the bottom. At last, my love has come along. Okay, let's get, this is my love messages deck. Let's get some love messages between the pair of you, and take whichever ones resonate with you. Freedom. I couldn't tell you the truth. Upside down though. You've not been able to express this love because you've been controlled by this devil energy. I'm angry with myself for my past actions. Again, upside down, which means you can't be angry at yourself if it's the actions of somebody else that is dictating whether you can be with somebody or not. Just tell me the truth. I'm the happiest when I'm with you, but they're not happy because they're not with you. They want to be happy. Harmony, they want harmony. I'm scared we will lose our friendship if I tell you how I feel. That came out upside down. So maybe you have had to remain friends because you can't be honest about your feelings, because you can't. Do you see that one pop out and then pop back in? That's funny. I sabotaged this because of fear. Maybe somebody worried about going up against this devil energy. The truth will set you free. Moving closer to union. Breaking bad habits. Opposites attract. Potentially very different people. I know exactly how you feel when you look at me with those eyes. That reminds me of Princess Diana. She had those eyes, didn't she? You are often on my mind. It's taking longer than I thought. Please wait. I'm getting the sense that this person is... it's a bit of a enough is enough. I'm not waiting any longer. I sabotage this because of fear. I want a new beginning with you. What else? I have never forgotten you and I miss you. Okay, and on the bottom, healing. They're wanting to come forward. You, them, both of you wanting to come forward and actually be able to have this love. What I would say to you, given that we're getting all these bird themes, given that I'm using my Lovebirds Tarot deck, and given that In the eyes of the divine, love is what should be first over everything. Love for yourself, love for other people. And if you are choosing a relationship where there is love and going up against a devil energy, which is actually stopping that, you will be supported. Okay, let's get... That's not enough. Okay. M and a 3. Could be your first, middle, last initials or that of your person. E and a 1. A K and a 5. A D and a 2. Could be that of the devil energy in your life too. A H and a 4. Headquarters. A Q and a 10. T and a 1. An I and a 1. I just heard that. This is it. This time I know. This is it. I can't explain what I'm feeling. I'm lost for words. I'm in a daze, stunned and amazed by your... I think the song is called This Is It. I just heard Who's Looking at You, Kid. Who says that? Who's looking at you, kid? That's in Casablanca, I think. Does he not say that to her? Who's looking at you, kid? That was a relationship. O and a 1. And N and a 1. A V and a 4. A Z and a 10. A B and a 3. Because. And a C and a 3. I just heard that song. I just want to make you mine. I thought I had an L. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. If you need to pause that and make some other words, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm going to pull you 3 final cards. See if there's anything else that the divine wants to let you know about this connection. 5 of Pentacles. Look, the door's open. Can you see the cage is open? You can fly free. The 5 of Pentacles is Mercury in Taurus. Moving closer to union. Maybe not quite there yet, but moving closer. The Knight of Swords. In that picture, there is people separating them. But if people are separating you, it's because maybe you have verbalized what you want. The Knight of Swords is Mars in Aquarius. Okay, now that's the 8 of Cups, which is Saturn in Pisces. As I said, did I say that in this reading? I've done a few readings today. Saturn has been in Pisces for the last couple of months, but it's been in retrograde, which is a looking back spiritually on the journey that you've been on. The 8 of Cups is also walking away from something that isn't serving you. Now, that may be one person walking away from the ideals and beliefs that somebody else has for you about your love life, but it actually came out upside down or in reverse, which means it's somebody returning a love that's meant to be, that's been hidden in plain sight, a soulmate connection that's been hidden in plain sight. for this whole lifetime is actually returning. Because you're making a decision to break away from the devil. The Two of Pentacles, which is Jupiter in Capricorn, which is what this side here had. The Two of Pentacles, actually as the underlying card, when I first pulled their card out, the Two of Pentacles is my card of legacy. Where do you want to build? Balance. The Temperance Angel was that card. Where do you want to build? Are you going to build your legacy, your love, your soul connection? Trapped in a cage that somebody else has created for you. How beautiful. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If this reading resonated with you, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you are called to any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. I will list all of those songs and the links to the music videos in the description box also. There might be more messages in the lyrics or in the videos. Also that movie, Casablanca, there might be messages in that movie too. And anything else I've forgotten. Thanks again for joining me. All the best on this soulmate journey, and I will see you again in another reading.